friend of ours contacted us when my lovely wife Carol answered the phone. And we just finished a 100-kilometer walk raising funds for the Kidney March. And a dear friend of my wife, Carol, Judy McDonald, had called us and said, I found something amazing, and I immediately thought about Ken and seeing if this product could help Ken. And both Carol and I are very much scientifically focused, so Judy sent over information from Immunocal with their double-blind, placebo-controlled studies, and we started pouring through the information while we're sitting in the tub, sharing a glass of wine, and we looked at it, and the science was aligned. And it all made very good sense to both Carol and myself. So Carol immediately said she was going to start doing the product, and my life for the past, let's say, 20 years has been involved with a lot of chronic disease. Chronic hypertension. I had chronic inflammatory arthritis. I had multiple severe traumatic injuries, and obviously, of course, all of these things and years of medication for treating the other diseases led to the end-stage renal failure. So I have tried every allopathic version of medication that there was. I had been down every naturopathic, doctor of traditional Chinese medicine, integrative medicine, and I thought, you know what, this product seems to appeal dramatically to my scientific nature, and so we started. And at the beginning, I'm pretty easy to say, like a lot of males, I don't follow through steadily with taking my medication, and as much as I tried to convince Carol that it was my own double-blind, placebo-controlled studies, I was not taking the product as designed. And the interesting part is I would take the product for a couple of days, and I would feel fantastic. And then I would stop taking it because I was either too lazy or doing too many other things to accommodate it. And when I finally made the commitment, and I really had to look myself in the mirror and say, listen, I have dedicated to take this product. I need to follow through and really start taking it. Well, my life is very complicated. I was doing dialysis 32 hours a week. I had just completed a 100-kilometer power walk over a 3-day weekend, and I was entering into one of the most passionate times of my life. As my disease flourished, ultimately you start to think of how long can you do things that you love to do. So I'm blessed with the fact that I'm medically retired, had the time, available time, and I had enough health where I thought I would partake in a real heavy fall of bird hunting with my dog. I walk 20 kilometers a day with my dog on a normal day, but we ventured out and we had an amazing fall chasing pheasants in the southeastern part of Alberta and out in the eastern prairies. We had just a wonderful time, but what I found instantly is the available energy when I was taking Immunocal was way above where I should be. I'm way above where I should be anyway with my disease, but I've never let anything stand in my way. And but what Immunocal did is actually give me energy in my tank. I wasn't pulling from my own body. I was actually using energy that was in my tank available to me. And I was able to hunt 12, 14 hours a day, covering 25 kilometers a day with my dog, drive 2 hours back to do a 4-hour dialysis treatment, then return 2 hours back to get back out to Brooks and get to my camper and do the whole thing the next day. And I was dialyzing every second day at that time. And the other thing I noticed is over and above the amazing energy that this product gave me is I am a severely immunocompromised individual because of the medication I take for my inflammatory arthritis, as well as the constant daily oxidative stress related to kidney dialysis, hemodialysis specifically. So what was happening is I was no longer getting sniffles. I was no longer getting colds. I was no longer getting flus. And that has continued for the 11 months that I have been taking this product. For a person who is supposed to have no immune system, I have a very robust immune system at this point, and I'm able to, in a severely immunocompromised state, stay away from the nagging summer colds, the coughs, the strep throats, all of the things that have been around that haven't entered my body. So it ultimately I saw an improvement in my immune system. But when I really started to notice the Immunocal effects is when I begin to have the dramatic reduction in the inflammatory process in my body. The type of rheumatoid arthritis that I have has got a name 10 feet long, called ankylosing spondylitis. And it's severe inflammatory arthritis. And I take a biological drug that I'm blessed to take. It controls my symptoms very, very well for about 4 weeks. But every 6 weeks is when I take the drug. So the last 2 weeks that from when my pain starts to come back and the inflammation symptoms went really high, I was basically in a lot of pain. I was very stiff. I was unable to move. I was unable to do these things. But what the realization was by Thanksgiving is that all of a sudden that 2 week window where my inflammatory symptoms used to exist no longer existed. Immunocal, the effects that I was feeling from the boost in my immune system was in fact carrying me through that 2 week period, which was a dramatically chronic pain situation, and you know what? It was no longer there. So the mental improvement that gave me was fantastic. It impacted my scheduling ability because previously pain meant I needed to order my medication, and now I didn't have a reminder, and I don't pay attention to my calendar very closely, so I had a couple of problems ordering medication for treatments, but you know what? I bounced back so incredibly, no matter what left hook I was thrown by my kidney disease last fall and into this spring, I was able to recover. Now, keep in mind, end-stage renal failure is called end-stage for a reason. It is a very dire chronic disease. And Immunocal is not curing my disease, but what Immunocal is improving my quality of life, it is giving me a tremendous amount of energy, allowing me to fulfill the dreams that I have, and especially with a narrow window for some of these potentially. And I am so thankful for the introduction of this product by my dear friend Judy McDonald. I was asked the other night by one of the people I revere the most at Immunotech. They asked me, what is my single biggest success in my Immunocal business? And what it comes down to is introducing people to the product.